Hi, I'm Greg, and if you want to make a self-hosted WordPress blog, then stick around. I think this video is for you. What is a self-hosted WordPress blog? Well, why don't we take a look together? So right here on my screen and yours is the self-hosted WordPress blog that we're going to make exactly to the T together in 1 hour. But that doesn't mean you have to make this exact blog. You can make whatever you want. And even though it's called my blog, that doesn't mean it's my blog. It's actually going to be your blog. And even though simple is in the title, that doesn't mean you need simple. If you want to make a self-hosted blog, it's probably quite the opposite. I just call it simple because I hope this gives you a simple foundation for everything WordPress has to offer. A few of the things we'll make include a logo, which we'll put in the header right here, right by your title, a navigation menu, and right below that, an image slider. Blog posts, of course, which will sit right on the homepage with a little bit of your writing for the world to see right when they land on your blog. And additional items include a Facebook box, an advertisement, Google Analytics, social media icons, and more. In this video, we will also learn how to make a beautiful mobile responsive blog. So no matter what screen your user is reading your blog on, like an iPhone shown here, when they move from one size to another size, everything from the logo to the menus to the blog post and even the image slider will adjust accordingly. So no matter what, your blog will look good and all the proportions will be just right. Before we start building, I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join me in this video. Now, why don't we look under the hood at the 3 basic steps we'll be taking in the video. Number 1, domain name and self-hosting. The two things that almost scared me away from making my first self-hosted blog. We'll get these out of the way quickly and painlessly at the Google of web hosting, HostGator.com. This is going to cost us under $13 for both of them, and that's the best deal I could find online. The nice thing is, if you're using another wonderful blog host, the steps in this video should still work just fine. Number 2, WordPress installation. In the olden days, you had to know coding like PHP, HTML, and JavaScript. But nowadays, we'll press a few magical buttons and have WordPress installed on our servers just like eBay, Forbes, Katy Perry, Jay-Z, and the New York Times. Last but not least, building the blog. This is where we'll fill the blog with blog posts, pages, images, and anything else you want to create a unique user experience that'll make you your own name online. Alright, that sounds about right to me. If you're ready, so am I. Let's begin. The first step is to head over to HostGator.com. This is where I host all of my blogs and websites. HostGator is like the Google of web hosting, and if you're anything like me when I got my first self-hosted blog, you want something simple and cheap that just plain works, and not the deluxe combo meal. So once you're here, click on web hosting. Alright, so we're going to get ourselves a baby plan in just a moment, this little middle box right here. But before we do so, why don't we cover some of these terms so that you know what the heck we're talking about as we go through. So it says get started with HostGator web hosting today. And a good way of looking at web hosting, kind of an analogy I like, is it's just like an apartment. And in this apartment, we can put all of our stuff and decorate it however we want without any sort of worry of it being taken down. So the stuff that we'll put in there will be the WordPress self-hosted blog. And because we have HostGator managing our space, our apartment, then we won't need to manage any of the WordPress or any of the blog posts from our own computer. HostGator will take care of all of that, all the technical stuff from their end on the back end. Now, if web hosting is an apartment, then the domain name would be like an address that you'd visit to go check out an apartment. So I could go and type in an address into the web and go and visit this guy Glenn's blog right here. So you need those two things. You need a domain name and you need a web hosting. So an address and an apartment. Great. So if you have those two things, then the disk space is going to be like the number of rooms in your apartment. So if you want a new room for your kids, great, no problem. Or if you want a new bedroom, cool. New living room, maybe some space in the backyard to put a pool in. All that's possible because we have unlimited disk space. Lastly, there's bandwidth, which is kind of like the freeway that someone would take to go and check out your new apartment. So you don't want that to be crowded or, slowed down. So with unlimited bandwidth, the freeway is never going to be crowded or slow, and people can get to your site super quickly. Lastly, there's this thing called a shared SSL certificate, which I actually had to look up. And we have a definition right here from Google, which is a small data files that digitally bind a crypto blah blah blah. What that basically just means is this little green rectangle right here. Alright, so we're going to get a shared one, which means that we actually won't have this thing, which is absolutely fine. On most blogs you won't see that. But if you're a business setting up your self-hosted blog or website now, then go ahead and get the business plan over here because you will get a private SSL and a private IP. Alright, anyways, let's go and get our baby plan right here and then move on. I'm going to choose the monthly hosting plan so we can try out HostGator hosting and self-hosted WordPress for 1 month without getting locked into any agreements. But it's also a good idea to choose it for 1 year if you're feeling super confident. Then we can click Order Now. Alright, here we are in the HostGator Order Wizard, and the first step is going to be to enter our domain name, our new domain name. Remember, that's like the address of the apartment. Alright, there we go. So I've entered my domain, and we can see that the .com is not available. But I don't really mind, and I'm going to choose a .net just to show you that it doesn't really matter for Google or for SEO or anything to choose any of these. So I'm going to get a .net. If you already got your domain name from GoDaddy or something, then just click right there. But we're going to register a new domain. And I don't need any of these other domain names right now, just this one is fine. So I'll walk you through all the components of the HostGator Order Wizard. We have a baby plan, and we're getting it for 1 month. Once you make sure that's all in place, go ahead and create a username and a PIN, just like you would for any other online system like Amazon.com or Gmail or something like that. Then down here, you want to put in your email and your billing info, and you want to really make sure you get your email correct, because in the next step, HostGator is going to email us our new cPanel password and login, and that's where we go ahead and install WordPress. So if you get your email wrong, the system won't work. You'll have to contact HostGator chat. Make sure you get that email correct. That's really important. Then if you're in the US, you can pay by credit card or PayPal. And if you're international, you can do PayPal. And that should work just fine. Scrolling down, we'll uncheck all the add-ons because I like keeping it really simple and we don't need any of this fluff. Alright, at the bottom of the HostGator Order Wizard are our order details. So I want to go over the numbers with you because when I got my first self-hosted blog, I was pretty confused what all this meant and wanted to make sure I was getting the best deal possible. Okay, so we see that the baby plan goes for $9.95 a month, but HostGator offers 20% off by default, which comes to $9.96. And the domain name costs a standard $15, and HostGator lets us get $2.05 off as a promotional deal for our domain name. So with those two numbers, we have our total. The numbers in green, $7.96 and $12.95, add up to $20.91. Great. These gray numbers right here, $9.95 and 15, add up to $24.95. And the discount right here is going to be the amount between these two numbers and these two numbers combined. So that's the total discount. And our total due comes to $20.91. But I have a coupon you can use which is actually better than the 20% off code. So we can type that in, and that is take 30 off, which, as you might guess, is going to give us a whole 30% off as opposed to 20%. So just click anywhere and we can see the new discount pops in right here. And this coupon right here will help you save 30% instead of the 20%. So now our numbers look a little bit different. So we have right here is going to be $2.98 off of the hosting, if we do a little math in our heads, and the same $2.05 off the domain name, which equals $5.03 of savings. All right. So green numbers compose this number, and this number is still the original subtotal, which is the gray numbers. But even cooler, there's also a coupon I have that lets you get the hosting for 1 penny, and that is going to be coffee money, if I could type. So we'll click anywhere and keep your eye on this number right here, and that actually drops down to 1 penny. So that's amazing. And this coupon is good if you just want to get hosting for 1 month, because it makes the first month 1 penny. Alright, so you can see we're getting a huge discount right here, and I hope that all makes sense. If it doesn't, just go ahead and stop the video, no problem, and post a comment below and I'll help you figure it out. But if you're all ready, so am I, and we can click I've read and agree right here. Go ahead and read this if you feel like it. I've already done so. And then we can click create account. And we're going to choose not to refer a friend right now. Once we see this page, it means that HostGator has emailed us our details to continue. So it's time to go check our email. So here we are heading to our email, and in a moment I'm going to show you how to set up WordPress and how to make an image slider and a logo and all kinds of cool stuff. But first we have to actually install WordPress, so that's where this email comes in. Go ahead and click here on the sales email, and then make sure to write this info down somewhere safe on a post-it note or your favorite diary or whatever. But the information we want is this password, so I'm going to copy it. Just copy that whole thing. And then we can click here to access our control panel, which is what we want to do now. So this is really the only technical part of the setup, but it is really common, and will be done in a minute. So bear with me and let's get it done. Once you click on that link, go ahead and enter in your username from the email and the password that we just copied, and then we can click login. And once we click login, we will now be in our HostGator control panel with lots of fun toys and goodies, and it's basically like a hosting or blogging McDonald's. So, check out the menu next time you come back and are hungry. But right now, we're just going to quickly install WordPress. So find this section for software services, and then click on quick install, this blue clock icon. Click that. And once we click that, we will be in the quick install tool, and we can click WordPress on the left, and then we can click continue. And next we will see our domain name right here, and we'll just leave it like that. Don't put anything in over here. and then just fill in some information right here. And we need a blog title, but we can change that later. So I'll just put in title. And user does matter. This is what will show up in the byline when you write a blog post. So this post by so-and-so. So I'm just going to put my first name and then fill this in. And once that's done, we can click install now, and WordPress will be installed automatically onto our web hosting. In the olden days, back when I was making my first blog, and back when we didn't have cell phones or cars or anything, we had to set this all up with coding and HTML and CSS and PHP and Java and MySQL and all sorts of database management. Nowadays, we don't have to know any of that. You can, of course, learn that at your own leisure if you want later, but you don't need to. All you got to do is just click one button right here. So we're going to do this right now, and you will have the world's most powerful CMS at your fingertips. So let's do it. All right, we made it. So it says, congratulations, your installation is ready, and we can access it by going right here. Before we do that, we're going to want to copy yet another crazy password. Just copy that puppy, and then we will access our new WordPress blog. If we click here, it'll go to the homepage of our new self-hosted blog, but if we click here, it'll go to the login page. So that's what we want, and let's click right here. And now we can type in our username and paste our password from before, and then remember us, and now we can click login for the very first time. Alright, welcome to your new self-hosted WordPress blog. So I'm going to do a couple housekeeping things and show you around the place a little bit, and then we can get started building. First thing is going to be to bookmark this login link. So it's yourdomainname.net or com or org or whatever /wp admin /, and that last slash is not really necessary, but we'll keep it. So I'm going to bookmark this. Now anytime you want to log in, just go to that link in your bookmarks and type in your username and pass, and you'll be good to go. Alright, now that we've done that, let's hop down to our settings and just do a couple housekeeping things. Click on General, and we can make some changes in here. I'm going to give us a title, my blog, and a tagline. So there we go, just the title of the video. And right here, I'm going to give us a www dot, and make sure to change that right here too if you're doing that. It's kind of a personal preference, on a website like, Facebook. There's no www, or actually there is. So there you go. So having a www is a good idea, and now we got that taken care of. Just again, make sure these two are the same. And I will save changes. And because we made a pretty big change, we have to type in that stuff again and click login. And now it's a good idea to change our password so we don't have to remember this one or save this page or take a picture of it or something. So we can get that password changed in users, all users, and then we'll edit our self, and I am going to type in a new password at the bottom that I can remember. And I will disregard WordPress's insult right here saying that I am very weak. And then just gonna change a different style. I like ocean. Yeah, go with whatever you want. And now we're good to update our profile. Alright, with that done, it's time to get ourselves a new theme. So, if we go to the site right now, it has the 2014 theme. And that's just how it looks with, this green search icon and the menu over here and the sidebar and all that is just our theme. So, if we go to appearance and then themes, we can actually see the past themes like 2013 and 2012 are already preloaded in here, and you can preview them or activate them all for free, and that's pretty cool. So each year has its own theme. You could probably find the one from 2010 or 2008 or whatever if you wanted, or we can add new by clicking add new and then browsing. And then right here you can search from thousands of free themes that are built by other developers. So one that I really like is called Catch. Just type a word in and you get all the themes made by Catch, Kathmandu, and Adventurous, and Everest. And I'm just going to type in a random word like maybe bubble. And there's no themes for bubble, but maybe something else like random. And you never know, you'll get a theme. So do some research, and again, these are all free and really awesome. So lots of free themes. But because I'm making this whole video production for you and I'm going to put it on YouTube, and because setting up self-hosted WordPress is something that's pretty near and dear to me in my career, I wanted to get us a premium theme to make our blog stand out right from the start. So I already picked one out. It can be kind of chaotic trying to find a theme online with so many good recommendations, but we're going to go get ourselves a theme right now. I'll just clear up some tab space here and head over to Google. Our theme is called Simple Catch Pro. A premium theme is also called a pro theme, kind of interchangeable names. And here it is. So, again, I already picked this one out because I've seen it used really successfully before. I've already used it. It has really helped me connect with users and show off my content in my own blogging ventures. So the price tag is right here. I don't usually like spending more than $50 for a theme, so that's kind of upper end, but still within the budget. And it's really popular among the WordPress community right here. And it's got all these good features. So things that I really like excerpt length and feature thumbnails and custom menus and a custom CSS section, which is really important to me because I like making little changes to the themes. If you want to know more about that or anything else, just post a comment and I'll help you figure it out. But right now, let's go ahead and make the purchase. Before we do that, actually, we can even preview it. You can always click preview on a theme that you're looking at and make sure that it looks legit. So here we are. I'm satisfied right here, so I'm gonna buy this theme. Click on the green button, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in some info for a new customer, and then I will make the purchase. Alright, with that filled in, I have PayPal selected. In the blogging world, nearly all the transactions are handled through PayPal. It's just a little more convenient and universal than credit card. And hopefully you start earning money to your PayPal as you blog more and more. So, gonna do that and click the purple button. Alright, now that we've bought the theme, we'll get sent a download package for it. So, that's all taken care of, and we get lifetime usage, so we can use this theme on as many websites as we want or as many blogs. And that's great. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this page for my own records, and then I'm going to go back to my, well, I guess we should see where our download went. Order has been received. I'm guessing it's going to go to our email now. Great. So here's the premium theme we just ordered, and they're going to let us download our files now. All really easy. So here's the link right here. I'm just going to download it by clicking that, and then you can see it pops right in right here down in the bottom left corner, and we're all set to use it. So I will close this and close. I'll leave that open for now until we get our theme uploaded. So back in WordPress, to use a premium theme, just like any other theme, you can click upload, and then we have to choose the file. So that's right here. So actually, before we open it, I'm gonna look at our old theme one more time, the 2014 theme. Here it is, with our www in there. And now we'll change the look. Alright. So go ahead and find that theme. It's just a .zip file. Don't even have to open it really on your browser. You just open it right here in WordPress. And then you can click install now. And then activate. And now just like that, we'll refresh the self-hosted blog and see that our look is now different and it's ready to get populated with content. So, pretty excited about that. I hope that showed you how you can use a premium theme on your own blog and basically change the look from something basic and generic to something a lot different and a lot more impressive really quickly. Of course, we will need to fill this in with our own content now to really make it look like it should. So, speaking of which, let's get started filling this blog with content. Alright, so the first thing I want to do on our new blog is obviously write a blog post. So let's go back to the dashboard and we'll check out the post section. And we can see WordPress gave us this annoying little hello world post, which we're going to trash. And then to write a new post, just click add new. Now, I see a lot of new bloggers starting their blogs up, and their first post is something on how they want to change the world, or it's something really intense on fashion or finance. And the problem here is people say, whoa, like, I just showed up and you want to tell me why Heidi Klum is a scam artist or something, and I just wanted to meet you. So I recommend starting a little bit slower with something called a welcome post, which is better for telling people what you want to do and what your plans are, and just basically shaking their hand in a virtual setting. So we're going to call the post that, and then we're going to get some copy that I already wrote and just paste it in, just like that. So we can see we're in the text tab here, which just shows you kind of the bare bones words and letters. But if we go to the visual, we can see things kind of more like a Microsoft Word sort of layout. So we need an image in here, and to put one in, I'm going to click add media, and then I'm going to select my image from the desktop. So just click desktop, and I have a picture right here of me and my sis. And then I'm just going to align it to the left and keep it at medium and click insert into post. And a couple seconds, there it is, looking all nice. And now I'm just going to give us a category. Click add new, and I'm going to write the category of blogging. You can really write anything you want, obviously, for all of this. And then I'm going to click publish. So if we check out the blog now, we can see we have a new post. but there's no image right there, so we actually need to set a featured image for that, which is down here. And I will choose our only image as the featured image, and then I'm just going to click update. Alright, so there we go. I'll refresh it, and we got a nice blog post with a pretty image right there. But it also says comments are off, and I want comments on. So I'm going to go back to the post, and in screen options, I'm going to bring up discussion. And then I'm going to make sure in discussion we are allowing comments and trackbacks and pingbacks. And trackbacks and pingbacks are basically just a notification when someone gives you a backlink to your blog on their blog. So both of those things will send you an email. And now we have a blog post. So next up, I want to make one more blog post. And it's just going to show you what happens when another blog post comes in after this one. So back here, add new. And this one is just going to be called Hanging Out. Alright, and then I'm not going to put that same text in. I'm just going to put some dummy text in, also known as coffee ipsum. So I like using this in my tutorials. It's just bunch of cool coffee jargon. Once we're at the slowly loading coffee ipsum website. Boy, people must be tired today. Alright, so we can click generate right here, and it brews us some nice text. And we can put that in just like we did before, and it would even teach us some nice new coffee words like ristretto or macchiato. Alright, and then I'll give that another category, which is going to be coffee. Kind of random, but this is just for educational purposes. And I will allow comments, and I'm just going to put in one image right here. So same process, upload, select, desktop, and I want this one. Some images might take a little longer if they're a bigger file, but it should always be, under about 3 seconds. Once that image is in, I will make it the featured image. Remember that step, so it shows up on the home page. Set featured image, and then publish. So if we refresh, we can see that every new post will come in right above the next post with the rich text snippet right here. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so now it's time to make a page. So I'm going to go over to pages, and then I'm going to trash the sample page and click add new, just like posts. So pages are a lot like posts in the dashboard, but they show up differently. So a new page here won't show up on the home page. It will just be live for the public. So I have some text once again, and this is going to be an about page. No big deal. Let's put that in the text and then go back to visual. About me, and that should do it. So pages don't have categories, and they do have featured images, but we don't need one now. And I'm just going to click publish. So we can see when we refresh that our page didn't show up on the home page, but we got a link to it right here. So it's live for the public, and we can click there and read all about me. So that's pretty cool. Alright, now would be a good time to create a menu, which will go in right here. So back to the dashboard, and then head over to Appearance Menus. So now that we're in Appearance Menus, we can open categories and choose our coffee and blogging categories, and then click Add to Menu, and they'll magically pop in right here. But it looks kind of unprofessional with the lowercase, so let's change that. Just type it in again for both of them. And then let's do the same for About Me and the same for Home. And then we can, well, we also have to name the menu. I forgot that step. So call it whatever you want. I'll call it Main Menu. And then click Create Menu. So depending on what theme you're using, you might need to add the menu to the navigation right here. This is a step that a lot of people forget. So just make sure something is checked down here and then save. Alright, so now if we visit the site, we can see that we have a legit menu right here. And if we click on coffee, then only the posts with the coffee category will show up. And same goes for blogging. Alright, I think it's time to put a logo in right here instead of this default logo. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can do that in theme options. Now you're going to want to explore theme options a lot and figure out what sort of goodies you can find. But we'll just cover the logo for now. So that is going to be in header options. And then we can click change header logo. Now we need a new file, so I'll select it. And I'm going to grab this one, also on the desktop. This is a logo I got from dryicons.com, and it's a free sort of storage. Well, it's a free, I guess it's a store, but a lot of the images are free. So it's a good resource for logos. You go to dryicons.com and browse around there. Then to put the logo in, you just click Insert into Post. And that's pretty good. So we won't disable anything here. We will just click Save. Then when we refresh, our logo will pop in right there, and it's really cool and kind of artistic looking. It's got that grungy feature. And yeah, if you want to pay a designer hundreds of dollars to design a logo and take forever, then be my guest. But I like free. So we have a logo, and now we can move on to our sidebar over here. So let's tackle that sidebar right now. Alright. Get your deleting fingers ready. So we're going to go to Appearance, Widgets, and I'm going to delete everything. Sidebar, posts, comments, archives, categories, and meta. Why? Because I believe in having a really clean and simple sidebar with just a few specific things that you want the user to look at. So that's that. It looks like a couple things didn't want to delete for some reason. Don't know why, but we'll see why in a second. Alright, let's go ahead and put a Facebook like box in that sidebar. So to do that, just Google Facebook like box, and it's right here. So a lot of these features that you see on other blogs have already been sort of custom made for your blog. You just have to give the blog, or give the site rather, a little bit of information. So in this case, it's really easy to get a Facebook like box and put it in. You just have to have a Facebook page right here and tell this website the page. And then you can customize things like the width and the height and the color scheme all right here within this little widget creator. And then once you're ready, you can just click Get Code. And I recommend getting the iframe just because it works really well in WordPress, and copying it. And then in the widgets, to put it in, all you need is a text widget. So you click text widget and then click add widget, and then just paste the code right in. And then you can click right here and give it a title, and then save. And let's take a look at what happened. Alright, cool. So now our Facebook like box is in, and because we have something in the sidebar, the archives in the search bar have vanished just like we wanted. So how about that? Alright, let's check the time. Looks like we're doing pretty well. And now it's time to put in some social media in our header. Alright, so that is going to be done in theme options. Again, you really want to spend a good chunk of your time exploring theme options. This theme comes with a really, really awesome set of features to help you customize the site how you want. And right now we're going to add the social links. So let's add a link to Facebook and a Twitter. And then once those are in, we'll just, so you have a lot of options here. I don't even know what some of these are. We'll just save. And we'll refresh. And that gave us a nice Facebook button and a nice Twitter button. Looking really cool up in our sidebar. You got a different color on hover. And I recommend keeping it simple with those buttons because you want to direct people to just specific pages, you know. If you have 14 buttons up here, someone won't know where to click and you won't get any likes out of it. But in this case, there's just 2. And, you know, you should like me on Facebook for more blogging answers. And, you know, even if you don't like the page, you can still get blogging answers from me. And then go ahead and follow me on Twitter as well. So because we're doing well with time, I'm going to add a picture to the About Me page. And then we're actually going to take all of our pictures and put it into an image slider that'll go at the top of the blog. So let's get that picture in the About Me. Alright, I'm going to give it a little space now and then add the media. Same as before, just upload, select, pick the image. Once it's in there, I actually want the full size and I want this one in the center. So, see how it looks. Alright, just a picture of me doing a skateboarding trick. Alright, so I'm actually also going to make that my featured image. And that'll help us set up this slider in the next step. Okay, so I'll set the featured image and then update. And then I'm pretty confident the page is going to look good. So let's go ahead and make a slider right now. And to do that, we'll go back to theme options. Once we're in theme options, we can go to featured slider to set up our slider. And then pop open this drop down right here for slider options and keep it on featured post slider. And we want to have the home page, front page slider. And 2 slides is good because we only have 2 posts right now and it's going to pull in the featured image from each blog post. Alright, then we can hit save. So I want you to go on a little scavenger hunt now back to posts. We can open that in a new tab and click on, well, no need to click, we just have to remember 16 and 13. Those 2 numbers are the 2 IDs. Okay, so we take those IDs and we put them in right here. Just 16 and 13. And then click save. And that should do it. So now let's check out the blog. And we have a slider at the top with 1 image. And wait for it, another image. So that's pretty cool. It's coming together now, almost complete, but I don't like how that second image kind of won't fill the whole slide and it only shows part of my face. So to change that, we need to bring in a plugin which will help us do more than the default WordPress blog lets us do. So go to plugins and add new. And then let's search for thumbnail editor. Click search plugins and this searches the entire WordPress database of plugins right from our blog and our internet connection. And then this is the one we want. It's got a good rating and I've used it before. So I'm going to click install now and then click OK. No need to download anything. Make sure to activate the plugin. And then let's hop back to posts. And I want the post that has that image where my face was cut off. So that's the welcome to the blog. In here, you'll notice our post looks the same, but right by featured image, we have this new link in blue for post thumbnail editor. So we want to click that. And then right here, you'll get this new editor screen, and we can just click on slider and then do a little cropping. So hover over the image and just do a little drag. And then you can make this section about as big as the slider image will allow for. And it's going to be a toss-up. It's me or my sister here. Alright. Well, I'll let her win this one. Just barely. And once you're ready with that, click crop. And then click the floppy disk icon to save it. Then click X. And then we can click update right here. So now back on the blog, if we refresh, we can see we have a gorgeous image slider that covers the full container, and both slides should be looking just as they should, just as we want. So you can customize the slider a lot more in appearance theme options, like set a link to one of your blog posts, or you can change how the slides appear and the timing that will take them to the next slide. And you can add more slides as well. Alright, now that our blog design is complete, it's time to move on to some more advanced parts of self-hosted WordPress blogging, like advertising. So if you've made it through the domain name and hosting and all this designing, I'm going to consider you an advanced user. Congratulations. Let's pat ourselves on the back and move on. And there's a million different types of advertising. So, you could use Google AdSense or make a custom ad, also known as a direct ad, where you just set up an advertisement based on a private deal with a sponsor or someone who wants to do business with you. But the type of ad that I really like is from Amazon.com. So let's take a look at that. So you obviously knew you could shop on Amazon, but what you might not know is they have an Amazon Associates program. You can see this toolbar up here, and what the Associates program does when you put it on your blog is lets you recommend any product in the entire Amazon marketplace and then earn a percentage of the sale if someone goes through your blog to Amazon and then makes a purchase. So it's really cool, and the beauty of it is you just have to get someone to Amazon and then they take care of the rest with their expert marketing strategies and techniques. To set it up, all you have to do is have a website and a domain name, which you do now, and then sign up to the Amazon Associates program. I won't go over that because it's free and really easy and they have a good acceptance rate. But here's my dashboard, my marketplace dashboard. And to set it up on a blog, I like going to links and banners. And once we're here, we can click add product links or add banners now. Then there's all sorts of categories that you could choose depending on your niche and what you think your users would enjoy shopping for. But I'm going to choose the Amazon Fire TV because that's pretty new right now. And then there's all different ad unit sizes, like the skyscraper, but I like this simple 300 by 250 rectangle. So to use it, we can just highlight the HTML, copy it, and then bring it back to the blog. So now that it's copied, I'm going to put it in a new widget. And the kind of widget we want is a text widget because that lets us use any sort of coding we want. And I'll just write in Amazon Marketplace right here, and then we can save it. Now when we go back to our blog and refresh, we'll have an Amazon add-in right at the bottom, lined up perfectly with our Facebook like box. The gray lines line up perfectly, And now when someone clicks our marketplace banner ad, they'll go over to Amazon. And the coolest thing is, Amazon has what's called a 24-hour cookie. And that's not like a chocolate chip cookie, that is a browser cookie. Which means that once they click your ad, they have 24 hours to make a purchase. And within that 24 hours, that sale will be credited to your account and your tracking link. So they obviously have as much time as they want to make a purchase. But if they do make it within 24 hours of the click on your blog, then you earn the commission. And I know bloggers making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year using this technique, recommending expensive products like cameras or televisions, or even something bigger than that. So that's really cool. And now you know how to use Amazon. But as a bonus trick, why don't I show you how to create a link instead of a banner? So maybe you want to keep it really subtle and don't want an ad like this that's going to take up space. So let's open up a blog post and I'll show you how to create a custom Amazon Associates link. Alright. Now the location of your link and the anchor text will be really important. I'm going to write out some anchor text that would describe a product. I'm just going to write out Wilson tennis racket 95. And then I'm going to find that product on Amazon. Alright. And I'm going to choose this one in the middle. And so once I have this product page open, we need to bring up this link structure that I discovered. So what we're going to do now is write a link that looks like this. And this looks kind of weird right now, but let me show you how it works. So all we need to do is copy this and then put that in the blog post right below our text, just like that. Okay? And then we need to fill in some of these items. So what we want to fill in are the SIN and the tag ID. We just want to replace those two things. Alright, to do that, we can grab the SIN number of this product. Every product has its own SIN number. And then I'll copy that and paste it in right here, just like that. Okay? And then we need the ID, which is my own ID. So go to the top, go back to the Associates Program dashboard, and my tracking ID is this. Copy. Alright, and I'll put that in over ID. So if you can create a link that looks exactly like this with the Amazon.com DP, don't ask me what the DP means, then an ASIN number, question mark tag equals your ID, then you can recommend any product you want on Amazon through a link. So I'm going to copy that, put that right here. We need to insert a link and then paste, open in a new window, add link, then we can delete that and click update. And I think we'll have a custom Amazon link right here. Let's see if it'll work. I'll close this tab so we just have our blog open and then click right there. And that's pretty cool. So with that link, we just opened up the Wilson Pro Staff 95 page. And if someone buys this, we will earn a percentage of the sale. So we'll earn up to 7 or 10% of that sale, and you start out at 4%. So the more products you recommend, the higher percentage of the sale you get. In other words, the higher your commission. And here's that link structure again if you wanted to copy that down. Alright, the second advanced item I wanted to teach you, now that you have your own self-hosted blog, is how to insert Google Analytics and track all the page views and visits your blog gets. So let's go to Google Analytics and click on their official website and then click Access Google Analytics. So just like Amazon Associates, you'll have to sign up. And it's all really easy if you have your own domain name and your own website, which you do now. So here we can see all my analytics accounts, and to create a new one, I'm going to click on admin, and then right here in this drop down I will create new account. Alright, time to create a new account, and we just have to fill in some basic details. Like the URL. So Google's going to review the website really quickly once this is in there, and a category, which I guess is computers and electronics. And then scroll down here to get tracking ID and click the blue button, and we have to accept the terms of service. Go ahead and read those if you have a moment. Alright, success. Now Google gives us our custom tracking code along with our tracking ID right here, which is unique to your blog, and that's inserted right here. So we don't need to write anything, we just copy our code, and when we put it onto the self-hosted blog, it basically says, hey Google, check out all my pages and my posts and record them in analytics and tell me how many people are showing up and which page they look at and where they came from and what they like doing and all this stuff. So most people don't know where to put that code, but I'll show you right now. So you want to be in appearance on the website, and I'm already over here, but you want to be in appearance and then editor, and then you want to be in the header PHP file. Alright, so now that you are an advanced user, this should be no problem, a little simple code editing, and we want to find this part right here where it's a closing head tag. That's what this is called. And then create a little bit of space above it and just go ahead and paste that custom Google Analytics code in there, and then click update file. Okay, so when we refresh the site, nothing broke, it won't look any different, but in a couple moments Google Analytics will start tracking how our site is doing. Our last trick of the video today, we are going to put a YouTube video into a blog post. So this is my favorite trick, and here's how to do it. Just go to YouTube, and you can obviously choose any video you want, like your video on services that you offer, or maybe a video about your business, or a montage on cats or something. But I'm going to pick this tutorial I made on how to make money blogging.
Part 2.
And we don't need to listen to any of that, of course, but just click on share right here, the share icon, and then we want to embed it in the post. So we'll embed, just like analytics, we get this custom code that we can copy, and then we'll carry it back over to our blog, and you can put it in a widget or really anywhere you want, but I want it right here in the welcome post. So let's edit the post and just paste it in nicely right over this text. Boom. And we won't need to change any of this. And I'm also going to make these into headers by putting in the h2 tag. And now that we have headers, I'm just going to update. So let's go check out our video now. So now when you click on welcome to the blog, you'll get this video embed that perfectly fits the width of the blog post, and you can view it right here at the blog just by clicking play.
Hi guys, it's the blogger.
And then it's even responsive too with the blog, so if we pull it in, then along with the images, the whole video will resize. Boy, I really like this setting. I think this is the tablet. So yeah, I really like it with this width. That's really nice how it fits the whole page, isn't it? But if you keep going down, you'll see that the video will resize for an Android or a BlackBerry or an iPhone or a Razr phone or a Nokia brick phone or anything else that allows a internet browser. Maybe not the Nokia. So I'm actually a little bit sad to say we are all done here. But before I leave you, I have a couple more morsels of advice to help you out online, which are to verify your site with Google. So to do that, we can go to Google Webmaster Tools and then just click this link. And once we're here, we can add a site. So all you got to do is pop in your new URL of your self-hosted blog. Just paste it in, then click the blue button. And then it gives us some methods of verification, but we want to do the analytics method, so alternate. And then I'm going to choose Google Analytics, and because we've given it a little bit of time now, we can click verify. Hopefully it works, and great. Congratulations, we are successfully verified with Google. So that's taken care of, and what that means is that we have established web credibility in Google's eyes, and because of that, it will now rank us a little bit better in search, and we can start using statistics and tools in Webmaster Tools. So I'm going to click continue just to see what it gives us now, and there's really nothing to look at right here, so you're going to want to check out your analytics profile soon and see how the stats are building up there. Let's close this. And I will leave you back here at Dear Blogger, a blog I run, where hopefully you can find some more blogging answers and a good story or two. Last but not least, before we say our goodbyes, we want to submit our URL to Google so it indexes our blog. So just click right there. I have a link for you right on the blog. And once we're here, we can click Add Your URL. And then one more time we'll do this. So this will make sure that our blog gets indexed in the search results. And we'll submit the request. And great, it says our request has been received and will be processed shortly. So once that happens, our new self-hosted blog will be indexed in Google search results, and when people type in some keywords that relate to our blog posts or our pages, those will start showing up, and that means only good things for us. Alright, I want to say thanks again so much for watching and for taking an hour out of your busy day to learn about self-hosted WordPress blogging with me. I know that you can do great with your blog if you really put your mind to it. There are countless blogs starting up nowadays, but you will certainly have an advantage with your own domain name and your own hosting, and definitely an advantage using WordPress. So if you have any more questions about how to dominate or just grow the blog or use any part of WordPress, go ahead and post a comment. I would love to hear from you. And if you know someone who wants to start WordPress, maybe you could share this video with them too. So that's all I got. Thanks again, and we'll talk soon.